When it comes to selling digital products on Etsy, there is serious potential to earn passive income, but it can sometimes feel like a lot of the digital product categories are super saturated, making it harder to break through the competition. Though there are a lot of digital product sellers on Etsy, there's still plenty of options for product types that are a little less crowded and actually do really well on the platform. So I've done the research, and today I'm sharing the top 7 unsaturated digital products to sell on Etsy that I found that I think have amazing potential to break through and make sales quickly. All 7 of these product categories are highly searched on Etsy with lower competition numbers, and actually, as I was researching, I was absolutely shocked at a few of these how low the competition was. So enough talk, let's jump in. All right, unsaturated digital product type number 1 is Instagram highlight covers. The term Instagram highlight covers has an estimated monthly search volume on Etsy of 45,527, and the competition number on Etsy is 20,028. Now that is somewhat high competition, but if we get a little bit more niche with this and break this down further into a specific subcategory, we can see how the competition number gets a lot less while still maintaining a really high search volume. So I got a little bit more specific and niche with this and typed in boho Instagram highlight covers and saw that the search volume is still really high with over 18,000 monthly searches on Etsy for that term, but getting more specific with it took the competition down to 3,639, which is a lot better. This is a little trick when you're deciding on your product types and you're looking for unsaturated niches for things that could break through more quickly and have a little less competition. Start with your general idea of a broad category and then get more specific and sub-niche with it. So for instance, if we look at different listings for Instagram highlight covers, specifically boho ones with our Everest Chrome extension, I can see an example like this listing that's only been up for 9 months. So this listing is not even a year old yet, but it's already made 548 sales and has an estimated monthly revenue of over $400 a month. Now remember, that's only for one listing. So imagine if you had a whole shop full of listings doing well like this, you could easily make thousands of dollars a month just on these types of digital products. Now, if you are someone who's wanting to make money from home selling digital products, maybe you're just starting out, just learning about everything, or maybe you have already started your digital product shop, but are just not getting discovered, making the sales you want, getting the momentum you want, then I have something that's going to be super helpful for you. It's my free digital product powerhouse masterclass. This is a totally free 45-minute long deep dive into starting and growing a profitable digital products business that's going to give you everything you need to know from A to Z to get started, including different ideas for different types of digital products and how to know which one is the right fit for you, what tools and software you might need to create your digital products, need to know information like different file types, resolution, sizing, aspect ratio. These all might sound like super techie things, but they're things that you do need to know as a digital product seller. And I created this masterclass to break it down really simply in easy to understand terms so that you can get started today making money with digital products. I've got the link for that in the description box below, so definitely hop over and watch that when you're done watching this video. All right, unsaturated digital product type number 2 is a planning system template. A lot of people are now using these online planning systems like Asana, Notion, Airtable, and they're often looking for more aesthetic or topic or theme specific templates that they can use with that specific planning system that they use. Now, the searches for all 3 of these different specific planning system templates on Etsy are really high, but you'd be shocked how low the competition is. For instance, the term Asana template has an estimated monthly search volume on Etsy of 43,700, but only a competition number of 202. Can you believe that? That was a shock to me. That is super low competition for that high of search volume. That means that there's a lot of people searching for Asana templates on Etsy, and there's not many sellers at all offering this. The results for the term Airtable template were similar. That one has an estimated search volume of 25,800 a month and competition of only 56. It's really rare that you find that high of monthly search volume with that low of competition. This is showing a gap in the market, which is a great opportunity for you as a digital product seller to jump in there and fill that demand that's not currently being filled. The term Notion template also has a lot of promise on Etsy. It's a little bit higher competition. There are more offerings for this on Etsy, but still really good when you're comparing search volume to competition number. The monthly estimated search volume for that term being 45,217 and competition being 15,230. Not quite as much of a gap in the market there as the other two, but still I love to see when competition is lower than search volume, because a lot of times in the more saturated categories, you'll find that competition way outweighs the search volume. So anytime we can have high search volume and lower competition, we're sitting in a good spot for some good potential. So when I was researching these sort of planning templates, I found this listing as an example, which is a Notion planner listing. And this listing is only 6 months old, but it already has over 2,000 sales with a monthly estimated revenue just for this listing of $6,747 per month. Remember, this is just one listing. That is absolutely amazing for a single digital product listing. Now, like I mentioned before, I'm using the Everbee Chrome extension here to analyze a specific listing, but I can do a ton of stuff with Everbee. I can come here and see my different research tools options. I can do product analytics, keyword research. I can save favorites. I've got my Etsy calculator here. I can even do email if I don't have an email service provider and I'm wanting to start growing my email list. There's so many different things that I can do with Everbee, but I want to show you real quick how I would do product analytics. So let's say on Etsy, I've done the search for Notion template. I could come over and click my product analytics button, and this is going to bring up all of the data on all these listings that are showing on the results page when I search for that term. So I can see for each different listing what the price is, the number of estimated monthly sales, estimated monthly revenue, total sales, how many reviews that listing has, the listing age, and just a lot of different things. Generally, my favorite thing to do is to research by monthly revenue. So I can click this button to show the most revenue first, and I can see which listings are doing the best in terms of monthly revenue for that specific search term that I typed in. And I really like to see the ones that are relatively new listings. Like this one, for instance, the one I just showed you is only 6 months old. So the fact that it's only 6 months old and it's already doing an estimated monthly revenue of over $6,000 a month, this tells me that this listing did a really good job of breaking through any kind of saturation and getting going really quickly. You can see the next one down is only 11 months old and still over $6,000 in estimated monthly revenue. So then I can click through on each of these individual listings and take a look at the different elements of the listing, gain inspiration for what's working for that seller. I can look at the price point to get an idea of what my healthy price point and profit margin might be. So there's just so many different ways that you can use this to do your Etsy product research to really get a good idea of what's selling well, how to position and optimize your listing, what price point you should have your product at. And this kind of research is going to set you up really well from the very beginning, as opposed to just jumping in and just trying something and crossing your fingers and hoping it works. So I found Everbee to be such a helpful tool, and I think you will too, especially if you're wanting to be successful on Etsy. So I've got the link in the description box below for you to try it out for free. They have a free plan available. They also have an amazing growth plan available, which I have a BOGO deal that they've really graciously offered just for our audience, which is a buy one growth plan, get one free deal. So if you think you might want the features that are available on the growth plan, you can get that BOGO deal and have 2 months for the price of one. So you can click through on either of those links below to get started with Everbee. And I want to thank Everbee so much for sponsoring this portion of today's video. All right, moving on to unsaturated product type number 3, which is topic-specific checklists. People are going on to Etsy more and more looking for printable checklists around specific topics. You can really create a checklist for pretty much about anything if you're thinking holidays, events, anything that requires any kind of planning ahead of time. So as I was doing the research for some specific types of checklists, I found that a lot of these actually do have pretty high search volume and low competition still. For instance, the term moving checklist has an estimated monthly search volume of over 66,000 and a competition number of just over 3,000. The term camping checklist has a pretty high search volume as well at just over 26,000 and a low competition of 1,980. Now you could be selling single checklists like this, or you could be selling bundles of different types or styles of checklists within the same theme or niche. For instance, I saw this checklist bundle, which is specifically for real estate topics. That's a bundle of different real estate related checklists. And the listing is only 5 months old, but it's already made 163 sales and has an estimated monthly revenue of $506. So when you create multiple checklists and bundle them together, you can actually raise the price point for that and gain more profit per sale and make your listing more appealing to those looking for it, because it gives them options for different types of checklists around whatever theme they're looking for, as well as maybe different styles using different colors, font styles. So I'd recommend, if you're going to go this route, to research the niche that you're looking into creating these for and take a look at the listings that are doing really well, specifically noticing repeating patterns of any certain font styles, color schemes, any trend elements that you can incorporate into your checklists. All right, unsaturated product category number 4 is how-to guides and planners. This is related to the checklist, but these are any kind of downloadable guides that are actually full how-to guides or planners that someone can use, again, around a specific topic or niche. So for instance, I looked up the search term meal prep guide, and that one has an estimated monthly search volume of 20,446. and monthly competition of just over 1,000. The search term workout plan has an estimated monthly search volume of over 30,000 with a competition of just 7,973. Now, when we're thinking about these how-to guides and planners, we can either be creating these in downloadable PDF form or spreadsheet form. So in general, if you're thinking more of like an ebook, a how-to guide, this is going to be delivered as a PDF file. Or if you're thinking of a planner, that might be a spreadsheet file using something like Excel or Google Sheets. There's a lot of different things that you can do for this, and the more robust you can make it, the more appealing it's going to be for shoppers looking. So I found this example listing for a weekly meal planner, and this listing is only 10 months old, but it's already made over 1,000 sales and has an estimated monthly revenue of $917 per month, which again is amazing for one single listing. All right, moving on to our next unsaturated product category, and this is resume templates. Now, the term resume template on Etsy has crazy search volume at over 504,000 searches per month and a competition number of 37,853. Now, when you look at those in relation to each other, that is actually a pretty good ratio when you're comparing search volume to competition, but it is pretty high competition still. So let's do what we talked about earlier and get a little bit more niche and specific with this and look at a sub niche within the broader resume template category. So a sub niche here that I found that actually is a huge gap in the market is for an actor resume template. The term actor resume template on Etsy has an estimated search volume of 41,864, so still really good search volume, but the competition is super low at only 345. Now that is what we call an amazing gap in the market where you can easily slide in and provide for the demand that's there. Now, a couple tips here if you're looking at selling resume templates. Number one is that you want to provide them as a bundle with different formats because people are going to be wanting to use different tools or softwares to edit and change this around and make this resume their own. So some people may want a Google Doc version, some people may want to do this on Canva, some people might want to use Pages or Microsoft Word. So the more of these formats that you can offer in a bundle, the better. And again, depending on what sub niche or industry this resume is going to be centered around, you want to do a little bit of research, look at the top performing listings and best-selling listings in that sub niche for those types of resume templates and make sure that you're creating your resume template with a format and a style that is on trend and in demand. So I found this listing example for a professional resume bundle that has, like I mentioned, all of those different formats, including Google Docs, Word, Canva, and more. And this one's only 7 months old, but has already made 849 sales and has an estimated monthly revenue of $2,670 per month. So resume templates are definitely an amazing area that you can dive into and break through easily on Etsy. All right, next up, we're talking about downloadable recipes. Now, these recipes can either be for food or sometimes even for DIY products. They can also be a single recipe or a bundle of different recipes around a certain topic, theme, or product. So I found a couple of search terms here with high search volume, low competition. Number one is the search term churros recipe, which has an estimated monthly search volume of over 28,000 and a low competition of only 64. The search term stuffing recipe has a search volume of over 12,000 per month. And again, super low competition of just 102. So those are both food examples. Let's give a DIY product example. So the search term candle recipe has an estimated monthly search number of over 27,000 and competition of just 930. Now I found this example of a bundle of recipes all around the theme of chicken. So this has lots of different recipes put together, and this listing is only 11 months old, but has already made over 2,300 sales and has an estimated monthly revenue of $906. All right, let's move on to our next unsaturated product category, and this one is faceless stock videos. You might not think of creating and selling videos on Etsy, but trust me, this is a highly in-demand product category that doesn't have a lot of sellers fulfilling that demand as of now. The term stock videos has a search volume of over 30,000 per month and competition of only 1,972. Now for this niche, you can go with your creativity. The sky is really the limit here, but remember, people are going to be using these stock videos for things like B-roll on creating things like TikTok videos, Instagram reels, really any kind of short form video. These can be faceless, so you could create these videos around any kind of themes like outdoors, nature, flowers, computers, coffee, kitchen, whatever you feel inclined to do, as long as they're high quality and aesthetically pleasing. Now you would deliver these as a bundle of MP4 video files, and you can easily deliver this via a Google Drive. It's just a simple folder link that houses all of your videos that you deliver to your customer. Now, one side note here is that you can actually include MRR MRR rights for your bundle that you're selling on Etsy. These are master resale rights, which have risen in popularity lately. They're a little bit of a controversial topic, so it just depends on how you feel about offering MRR rights. But this basically gives rights to the person that's purchasing this bundle to resell on their own. So they could not only use these videos for their own personal use, but they could then turn around and resell these as their own bundle of videos as well. Again, totally up to you. You don't have to offer that in your listing, but that's something that I've seen popping up on Etsy a lot lately. As MRR grows in popularity, it might be something to consider to make your listing a little bit more appealing. So I hope these ideas spark some inspiration for you for different types of digital products to sell on Etsy that might be a little bit less crowded, that could get you breaking through that saturation faster. And remember, if you're just starting out with digital products, or maybe you've already started your shop but just aren't seeing the traction momentum that you want, definitely click on the link below to watch my digital product powerhouse masterclass, and also click on the link below to get started with Everbee to do your Etsy research. I think you're going to love it and find it really useful. Happy selling!